My name is Lashana Bryant. I study English and Communications at Arcadia University. I currently work at Comcast as an editor or production intern, and I am Black. I was hoping for a laugh, so I'm glad I got one. Yeah. However, to be more specific, I'm biracial, so I am both Black and white. What I'd like to talk to you all about today is why I even felt the need to make that statement in the first place, why I feel like I need to prove that I am in fact Black, and why it's important that I have these feelings in the first place. I hope that after this discussion we will understand each other a little bit better than what we did when we first came into this room. When I was a little kid, I lived in a predominantly Black neighborhood and went to a predominantly Black school. I never knew what discrimination really was, and I definitely didn't know what it was when I was in first grade. I tried to sit at a table at lunch with some girls once, and one of them said to me, "You can't sit here, we don't like white people." As cliche as it sounds, I remember that as if it happened just yesterday. As confused as I was when I was told I couldn't play jump rope with the other girls because I was too light-skinned. As confused as I was when I was told my name is too Black for my skin to look so white. As confused as I was when I was told by two very beautiful dark-skinned girls that when I was walking down the street on their neighborhood, that if I did not leave, they would beat me up because white people didn't belong there. I convinced myself at a very young age that I was not in control of my racial identity. I watched complete strangers argue over what I was as if I was some kind of creature. I would become frustrated whenever people would stare at me because I didn't look anything like my mom and I didn't exactly look like my sister. Within these realizations, I started to develop insecurities that would lead me all throughout my school years, elementary school, middle school, high school, and now college. At my university, we have many different Black student organizations, one primarily being Black Awareness Society. I recall a member of the group telling me that I should join the group and even consider being on the board. It sounded exciting, but I quickly shut down the idea. She then asked me why, and I kind of paused. How do you say you don't think you're Black enough to be in a group dedicated to Black people? I exhaled and told her the best way I knew how. I know that I'm Black, I said, but I'm never going to be able to fully experience the hardships of looking Black. She couldn't quite understand me. I elaborated. I'm white passing, meaning that if you saw me on the street, at first glance, you might not assume I'm Black right away. This meaning that I will never be pulled over just for the color of my skin. I will never have to be afraid that police officers will gun me down because of the color of my skin. I will never have to fear wearing a hoodie and carrying an Arizona iced tea as I'm walking down the street because of the color of my skin. And I will never have to be falsely accused of raping a woman in a park just because my friends and I wanted to go and we just so happened to be Black. I don't have to experience any of that. I don't face the same hardships as my mother or my grandfather or some of my best friends either. How can I talk about a struggle I've never actually faced? How can I be the president of Black Awareness Society when I don't even look Black? These were the questions I asked myself. Whether they were logical or not didn't matter. I told myself I had no right to be in that group. She looked at me with confusion, as most people would. She reassured me that there was no percentage of Black you needed to be in order to be Black. And I didn't even need to be Black to be in the group in the first place. I was still persistent that there was no space for me at all. I was even scared to apply to the Bowen Foundation. I told myself, do you count as a student of color? At looking at your skin? Today I realized something very important. No one can tell you who you are or who you're supposed to be. That's your choice to make. I can't ignore the fact that I'm light-skinned more than I can ignore the fact that I have 10 fingers I need to breathe to survive. It just is. To any of my white passing friends out there, do not ignore what you look like. Use it. Not to your advantage, but to the advantage of all of us. We may be Black, but our light skin has them fooled. They may not listen to those of us who have caramel skin like my mother, or dark skin like my stepfather, or curl crowns upon their heads like my grandmother, but they may listen to us. Thank you.